Good morning, everybody. Wow. Thank you. So nice to see so many here today. Thank you for joining us, especially when it's such a beautiful day and we live in one of the best parts of the country. You could be anywhere else, but you've chosen to be here. So thank you. Much appreciated. Slight difference to the service today. We've been running a number of courses on development and closed circles. So it's a great pleasure. These two lovely ladies, the lovely Lisa in the blue and the lovely Amanda in the middle. They've both been sitting for a number of years, but they were with us recently. And we have this thing in our movement. You know, we have circles to develop mediums, and then they get thrown out there on the platform. And that can really be unsettling. You know, the industry standard for a service is like an hour and 20 minutes. The chairperson does 10 minutes, and then suddenly this poor little one is up there, got to do the prayers, got to do the, remember these days, Jamie? Oh, yeah. Roy, remember these days? Yeah. And there's a lot of work to do, so it's a great privilege and honour to be able, over the next couple of weeks, this week we have Lisa and Amanda will be working with me. Next week we have a young gentleman called Jay who will be working with Tony Goswell, and it will be chaired by somebody who's looking to go down the officiants route. So it's all good practice, and I know they've got the best church in the country. Everybody online, you can write in and complain as much as you like, with the best congregation that's going to be supportive of these people on their road to development, aren't we? Yes. Yeah, see? Everybody else has got confidence in you, so stop doubting, all right? So I'm going to do a mixture of chairing today and philosophy and some mediumship as well. So I've got to really switch my energies around. This will be fun. But where I would... No, you're in closing. Mm-hmm. That's right. So if we'd like to enter into prayer, please. Divine and gracious Spirit, God of our own understanding, we give thanks for everything that we have in our life, especially at this time when all about us we see is turmoil. Help us to remember all those things in our life, just the little things, our homes, our loved ones, our family, our friends, our animal kingdom, the beauty of a joy and of a day like today. All these little blessings, help us to keep that balance between what is negative and what we can see around us that we can or cannot affect change on. But also let us remember those things that bring us joy, that make us happy, that make us whole and complete. To keep that sense of balance and harmony within our own lives. We lay this service now in your tender loving care and keeping. May your essence and love pervade the very atmosphere of this church here this day, as we endeavour upon our pathways of growth and development. Amen. And now, if you'd like to, please join in with saying the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thine will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And leave us not when in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you. And we now bring our hearts, our minds, our very intent. I'm talking a lot today, aren't I? Our hearts, our minds, are very intent into the art of healing. Healing, as we will always remind you, is not a gift bestowed upon a special few. All right? It is not gained if you have endless qualifications or certificates. Healing is merely expressing our love. It is as simple as that. Because where that love energy flows, healing follows. Trust in that. During this part of the service, we'd invite you to send out your thoughts to wherever you are drawn. And also, if you would like special mention for anybody, simply raise your hand. And when we point to you, just call out their name. That is all that is required. So enjoy this part of meditation, of contemplation, but most of all, of healing. Thank you. Divine and infinite Spirit, we thank you for this time of healing, and we know and resonate that love energy has reached out to the intended here this day. Amen. Amen. 1 second. So, I would like to share a reading with you today, please. Excuse me 1 second. La, la, la. You're all very quiet out there. Is everybody out there?
You can make noise if you want.
Thank you, that's lovely. There we go. Out. Honestly, the silence sometimes, you're just like, hello. I've got a reading today, and this was written by Andy Bing back in the commemoration of Hydesville Day, which is marked as the first day of what we call modern spiritualism. He's very kindly given his permission to share this reading here today, so thank you, Mr. Bing. Mediumship undoubtedly provides a window through which the unseen world can reveal itself to us. While mediumship is a healing balm that soothes the bereaved, a moment in time which demonstrates the eternal, indestructible nature of love itself, it is primarily a catalyst for change. When the medium successfully demonstrates the reality that a soul survives the experience we call death, it encourages those affected by the communication to ask pertinent questions about the nature of their own being. What is the nature of my soul? What is the purpose of my life? Who am I? Spiritualism is thus a vehicle through which the individual, aided by the overruling intelligence, the spirit, and by those discarnate souls who have touched their life, can explore the true nature of their spiritual self. Spiritualists recognize that this personal spiritual journey leads to both intellectual and moral refinement within the individual. The greatest aim of spiritualism is world peace, a fact often overlooked within spiritualism itself. Spiritualism recognizes that lasting world peace can only be achieved once every person has recognized the reality of their spiritual self and is engaged in their own spiritual development so that they may become morally and intellectually refined, moving closer with each degree to attaining their true spiritual potential and purpose. The medium is thus an influencer and inspirer. They are the beacon of light in the darkness, attracting and inspiring others to light that flame of divinity within. In turn, as they discover their own spiritual self, they too attract others to their light, igniting within them that same light of the Spirit. And so it continues until the whole of humanity is awakened to the spiritual reality that is both within and without them. Today, as we celebrate the birth of spiritualism, let us also acknowledge the continued struggle of the spirit world to bring about a spiritual revolution that has the potential to change the world. And so, with that in mind, let us remember the words of that hymn, "Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me." Be the true medium in your own life. Be that beacon of light which illuminates for others the spiritual reality of the self. Be a force of peace within the world. Beautiful reading, absolutely lovely. So much in there. And we were talking about this awakening of others, are we not in there? And this is a phrase actually very common, especially those who are familiar with their social media side. There's many posts talking about this awakening. This awakening is going to do this. This awakening is going to do that. Well, that's been going on for 3 years, and I'm still waiting. I still must be asleep because I'm not seeing it. But what I do see is the change in people. You know, as I've often said before, the world, what is the world? The world is your viewpoint. The world is what you make of it. The world is how you see it. So when we look, there's over 8 billion people now on this planet. That means there are 8 billion versions of this world, because they all look at it in their own individual perspective. So when we talk there of changing the world, we're all a bit daunted. Hands up who thinks they're going to go out today and change the world. There you go. Where's your confidence? Come on, you're wonderful beings, you're beautiful beings. It starts with us by changing the world, which is our view of the world. If we look about and all we see is discourse and disharmony, and we keep on in that vein, that is going to be the world in which we exist. You know, goodness knows we've had so many challenges through politicians, leaders, sportsmen, pop stars, and the like, and our own economy. And it's easy to get into that and go, it's all bad. I'm going to wake up in the morning and go, oh God, what's going to go wrong today? You know, and you're already inviting that in because you're going to then be looking for what's going to be wrong. But in and through the beauty of spiritualism, hands up, who's lost somebody to spirit? Hands up, just the one. Hands up. There's going to be trouble today. Hands up, who has had a message that has actually meant the world to them? Brilliant. They were all from me, weren't they?
Yes.
That's good. But do you see how that changes things? Do you see the greater depth of what I call the message of the message? You know, death is this transition. None of us are in a hurry to get there. I always say I want to know the exact spot where I'm going to die. I'll never go there. But death is this transition, but the continuity of life remains unbroken. You know, as we are here, though, as we will be when we are there. I think one of the best descriptions I heard ever of the spirit realms, because we all have our thoughts, and I think today's world, we've oversimplified it a little bit. We've made it very much, the spirit world is exactly the same as it is here, and our loved ones are just sat there twiddling their thumbs, waiting for some medium to call them up to come and give a message. I wish. It's not like that. It's busy, it's active. But one of the best descriptions I ever heard was one of my old tutors, and she was very proficient in trance. And the question came up, what is the spirit world like? And the response from her side on the trance energy was, let me put it this way. I look out and all I see is beauty and abundance around me. The person next to me just sees discourse and misery. And I thought, do you know what? I love that. I love that, because isn't that the same here? Hands up, we know somebody, you go, please don't ask them how they are, because you know you're going to be there for an hour. Yeah. And you know that when you ask them how they are, you are going to get the woes. Why the hell, it's all wrong, it's all, yeah. We all know people like that. That is their world. That is their existence. That is their creation. But when we come to the churches, the centres, the reading from the libraries, the discussion groups and things like that, it starts to awaken that greater awareness in us. You know, again, none of us are in a rush to go to the other side. But it should start alleviating some of the fear of going to the other side. Because if your loved ones come back and communicate with you and say all is well, who better to trust? You can read all the scriptures you like and other people's words, but each and every time you get your personal evidence. That should really bolster you. But not only in preparation for come that day when we make our transition, but also for the day of the day, for life today. You know, we live forever. Hallelujah, how wonderful. So should we live this life looking for, oh God, it's awful, oh, it's miserable? Or should we live this life with that sense of enjoyment? Relish that gift that we've been given at this time. Even with all the things that we have to contend with, everything is a lesson. Be it our health, our wealth, our marriage, our whatever. Yes, it's not pleasant. I'm not ever going to say, don't worry about that, because it is a worry for you, because it is part of your life, therefore it is valid. But when we start to draw on that wider knowledge, that wider understanding, that we have lived forever and we will live forever. And if we start applying that to our lives now, it may not remove the cause, but at least it will start to alleviate a little bit the symptoms and maybe encourage you to go that little bit deeper and understand why. Best question in the world, why? Love it. Love people who say why. Because it helps us to investigate, helps us to attune. And the minute we do, because we have all been exposed to this wonderful religion, philosophy, however you term it, of spiritualism, you do start to awaken. Your soul starts to awaken. Your spirit starts to transcend. And you will feel others. You will feel the influences of others coming to you. You will have thoughts just come randomly out of the blue, but make so much sense. Because the spirit world walk hand in hand with us here on the material world. And they don't want a world full of tribulation and worry and woe. Yes, we will have our own mountains to climb. Yes, we will have our own issues to deal with. But wouldn't that be better if we did that in the truth and the knowledge that this is just of a time? This too will pass. And I know I am loved, I am supported, and I am helped so much by those who I thought lost to me forever. Thank you. So we're now going to have our piece of music for the day, during which Paul will be taking the collection for the further work of this your church.
justice like mountains, high soaring above. Thy clouds which are fountains of goodness and love. Great Father of glory, pure Father of light, thine angels adore thee, all veiling their sight. Of all thy rich graces, this grace, Lord, impart. Take the veil from our faces, the vow from our hearts.
Right, so we've had the committee meeting on who's going first. So apparently it's me. Bossy women. No, this is a joy. This is wonderful. This is a double joy. Not only are we working in the company of the spirit world, not only are we working in the company and the service to each and every one of you in the church, we're also working in the company for people. You know, coming up and sitting up here in front of people is not everybody's natural environment. You know, it's really daunting. So, I mean, these two beauties are getting round it by their glamorous looks and their wonderful style of dress. Oh, dear. Anyway, before she spits water over me. As I'm waffling here, I'm inviting the other world to make their presence felt. I know I've got a lady here, and I do feel drawn to mother with this lady very much. And I've got a really good sense of humour. I like this lady. She's fun. I like fun people. She has got this wonderful sense of humour. But she's just saying, her life wasn't always laughter. So you said, I am aware with this lady. I'm not quite aware what these are, but this will unfold. But I do know that I did face a lot of health conditions. Interesting. Bringing in reflection there of the address and saying, yeah, I had my mountains to climb. She said, but then when I felt good, when I didn't feel so, I'm quite bilious with this illness as well. I can't keep anything down. She said, but on my good days, I laughed and I danced. I would have danced as well. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, because she just went, over here. Yeah. Oh, she's spectacular, isn't she? In her early days, wow. She's quite the looker. And she's got all the poise.
Yeah.
You know, I don't stand here like that. I stand here like this, you know. I'm making a statement. I'm beautiful. Get used to it. Really love this lady. But I really am drawn to the humour as well with her, the laughter side of it, because she did find that strength. Is there chemo involved with this, please?
Yes.
Yeah, she did find that strength there to laugh,
Yes.
even though I wasn't a pretty sight. She's like, I know I wasn't a pretty sight. But I found, because she's a great supporter of you, great supporter of you. And you know that she put on a brave face a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. You know that she, no, don't worry about that. It doesn't matter. I want to know about you. Oh, yeah. I want to make sure you're all right. I want to make sure you're happy. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful lady. Again, the laughter is coming here. It's just making me aware within your world at this time, laughter's been a little bit hard to find with things. Yeah. I feel like this is an ongoing work situation, please,
Yes.
which is getting a little bit
Yeah.
tiresome,
Yes.
and that's putting it politely.
Mm.
This lady she wouldn't swear like a trooper, but there were words there occasionally with her. Yeah. Bless you. Yeah, she said, don't worry about it, look at you. She went, look at you, she's just so enwrapped with you. She really is, she's just picking you up here. Okay, you're beautiful. You are beautiful. Remember that. Don't doubt your own energy, young lady, she's saying. Never doubt your own energy. And she's making some reference to the gentleman sat next to you here as well. It's good.
Good.
Don't worry, it's all good. She went, yeah, I like him. You know what? This lady just went, yeah, I like him. And that would have been enough. You wouldn't have got a long, drawn out, debate. Yeah, he's all right, I like him. And that's it, that's fine. That was the seal of approval. So there you go. You are now a seal. No, not that seal. But yeah, she's just, sorry, I'm getting told off now. Because she liked to command things as well. So she's just saying to me, will you shut up and let me talk? Which is fine. But yeah, the joy and just this time together. She said, all right, you got the things going on with work, she said, but otherwise, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. We're going away as well, somewhere hot. Something sandy beaches, palm trees, blue sky, sharks in the sea, that sort of place.
Maybe.
But she's just drawn me to that and said, I'll do you the world of good.
Oh,
I'll do you the world of good. She said, just have your downtime and just really enjoy it. And kick your legs up. She's just pulled her skirt up a bit and just doing, all my love, all my love.
you.
She doesn't want to leave you. She doesn't want to leave you. She's saying, Mum, stay with her, please. Thank you. Mm. Stop it. Keep getting told off from Denmark. Get your hands out of your pockets, because I keep doing this. And it's not the spirit world, it's me. But as I'm talking here, I do feel a gentleman coming in. And I know with this gentleman, as his energy is drawing closer and closer, I definitely have this military link with this man. I also have, as is unfortunately too common with the forces, this reservation, because part of the forces' way of life is everything's done for you, everything is laid out before you, you don't have to think. So it actually made us a little bit detached from ourselves on an emotional level. Not to say this gentleman was cold, I'm just saying that this gentleman did find processing emotions, I almost said difficult, but I was stopped from saying difficult. I feel more like I just didn't want to process my emotions. I just left my emotions to one side and that was it. I didn't engage with them. I've got a father here. I'm being drawn. The lady in the white jacket, please. Would you understand this, gentleman? Father, military, detached. Thank you. Yeah. But as he's looking at you, do you know what? The emotions are starting to come through. I can see why this man held back his emotions as well. Because when they did come through, it was like, oh my goodness, this is like a wave coming in here. But he's looking at you and he's going, oh my God, I am so proud of you. If I could rush down from here and pick you up, I would. All right? But he's just saying, I love you so much. I didn't tell you I loved you so much, did I? Do you understand that? Yeah. He said, and I wish I did. I wish I'd started every morning. Oh, God, he's really there today. Thank you. I wish I'd started every morning by telling you and those around you how much I loved you. But I can't change that. But I always did my best for you all. Yeah. Wonderful. But I always did my best for you all. He said that was my way of showing my love. So please understand that. But never ever doubt that I didn't love you. He said, he wasn't here when you were born. There was a distance I'm feeling. You don't know, but I just feel like he's just saying, when they told me that you had arrived. So that leads me to believe that he wouldn't have been present. I know in those days the bloke wasn't present, but I do feel there's a distance here. Not going to get bogged down on it, I'll leave that with you, but he's just saying, when they told me you had arrived, he said, I thought my heart would burst. I thought my heart would burst. And there was a photo of you with him. I know there's a photo that he cherished very dearly of you, and he kept that very close to his heart, because he was just, wow, that come from me? Wow. Yeah. Yeah, he said, how can something that beautiful come from someone like me? He's getting the humour in now, and it is a bit forces humour, so please mind yourself, sir, this is a Sunday. But there is this blokish humour coming in here. He loved life as well. He really loved life. He loved doing things, he loved being out, he loved engaging with people. He had a passion for the living, he's saying. Do you understand that? Yeah, he had this passion for the living. But he's just saying in later years, he had to restrict that through health issues. Was there a very bad breathing condition here, please? And also there's something going on down my quick, nurse, thank you. That I just feel drawn here. I don't feel a cancer condition there, but I do feel there's something going on here, which caused me a lot of discomfort. Are you understanding that? Heart. No, yeah, there's that fairly close, nurse. Yeah, we'll go for that. I'll take that one. All right. Thank you. For the sake of my leg, and it was his heart. I'm sorry, sir. But yeah, I know this was causing a lot of the restriction as well about going out, and led to restrictions on going out. It's like I haven't got the strength to go out, and I'd run out of puff. Oh, thank you. I'd run out of puff. All right. You just said you want to listen to me, mate. To me. Okay. Anyone got a fag? Sorry, sir. Yeah. But that's the sort of guy your dad is. He would always try and help people. He would always have a word for people, yeah? Yeah, and yeah, some people didn't want to listen. He went, that's fine. Is there an instructor element in him as well? Because I just want to be here in front of people talking, because I feel very comfortable stood here, like this with your father. Yeah, well, that doesn't help me now. Would you understand? Thank you. Would you understand, though, that he would have this talking in front of people? Yeah. Yeah, I've just got, I feel really comfortable here. He went, I like this. It's okay, get used to it. Oh, you're chairing next week then, mate. Great, carry on. But yeah, again, all the love for you. Just saying at the moment, okay, emotional issues have been going on. You'll understand that with you? Yeah. He's just showing me the choppy water. And he's saying, you're all right. You're all right. You're fine. You're fine. And he's going to you. Yeah. Do you know what he's just done to you? This is really funny. You know that blokes would do to each other? He did that to you. He's going, come on, you'll be fine. But obviously in that loving way. But yeah, he's just pulling you both together and gone, love you, love you, love you. All right? Yeah, he knows that. He knows that. They know us better than we know ourselves. Thank you. Ladies, where's the enthusiasm? Come along! There you go. Step into your power and soar.
Right, thank you everyone, and what a pleasure it is to be here today. And it's lovely to see so many smiley faces. So, as I've been sitting here, I've been aware of a lady that's been coming through, and I know with this lady she would have been back and forward to hospital, and I do feel this is with some sort of cancer treatment. But she's... What?
Carry on. The lady's phone just rang. I said it's your dad.
Yeah, I'm aware of the cancer treatment. I'm aware of going back and forward to hospital. And I'm aware you would have put an element of care in with her. I'm not sure where I am at the moment. Is anybody understanding this lady so far? Okay, so... Okay. Would you understand driving her back and forth?
Yes.
All of the time?
Yes.
And you'd also realise that there's someone that should have been there a little bit more that wasn't.
Yes, I'd say that.
So there's a little bit of resentment from your part more than her part, but she's saying she knows you was there 100% of the time.
Yes.
I know with her, she keeps the smile on her face.
Yes.
And do you understand? She loves the garden.
Yes, that's right.
And right to the end, she's still trying to do some of the garden as well.
Yeah.
And if there's bits she can't do, she's quick enough to tell you to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
She is making me aware that you'd understand you had to get outside help in.
Yes.
And she's saying that she had a laugh with them as well.
Yeah.
She built up a relationship with them.
Yeah,
And with her, she would never complain.
that's right.
And I know with this lady, she would have lost her appetite a little bit.
Yeah.
But she did enjoy her food.
Yes.
So I can see her doing proper meals and that when she could, but she would really enjoy her proper English meals.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Would you understand living with her at some point as well?
Yeah,
So I'm aware you're just there 24/7.
that's right.
But she's saying you was the apple of her eye.
Ah.
So it's almost as though she comes through with so much gratitude for everything that you've done. She said you went above and beyond. And you would understand there's a piece of jewellery that's gone somewhere that, or has gone missing.
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that. Okay. Okay. I'm just being shown it's something on a necklace.
Okay.
It's either gone missing or gone somewhere she wouldn't have wanted it to go. Someone's like taken it.
Okay, I'll take that.
But I'm just being shown this necklace and it's... But as she comes through, she's making me aware that life's got a little bit serious for you lately.
Yeah.
And I know she's been in your thoughts a lot.
Yes.
And she's saying it's okay for you to be you now. and to bring some more laughter into your life, because it feels like you're taking life a little bit too serious, she's showing me.
Yeah.
She's saying, just do what you enjoy, because that's what she did.
Yeah.
She done what she enjoyed.
Mhm.
So, and I'm going to leave her love and her gratitude with you.
That's lovely. Thank you.
Thank you for working with me.
Thank you.
You want-
Don't you dare.
Okay. I think I got the hint there. Okay. Okay. I am aware of a gentleman now that's coming through, and as this gentleman comes through, he's making me stand very upright, so I do feel I held quite a good position. I know I want to go back to the war, so I'm seeing tankers and planes and I'm also seeing the trenches, so I know I would have played a position in the war there, and I almost feel like I want to be a sergeant, someone in position. I do feel I'm over this area. Can anyone take this?
Anybody? Anybody?
So I've got
Anybody
two.
else other than me, please?
Okay. He's making me aware there's 3 or 4 medals on ribbons that would still be in the family. You can? No, you can't.
I can.
And you can. Okay.
No pressure.
No pressure. Okay. And with this gentleman, it was very hard for him to leave the army life. He sort of brought that life home with him, so I know he was a very strict man. Does that make sense to you?
Where do you feel like you're going?
I feel like I'm going more here, but I don't really want to.
Oh, tough.
It's
Oopsie.
not very professional, is it?
No. If you get a message for somebody else on the platform, you shorten it down a little bit. That's
Okay.
perfectly acceptable. Please just understand this gentleman's home. I know he's here.
Okay, so you would understand his work and his home life is
Yeah.
hard to separate. He could be very strict, and would you understand you still have like a cigarette case or
Yeah.
something like that, like a silver cigarette case
Yeah.
that you've got put away,
Yeah.
that he would have given to you before he passed?
No, I didn't give it.
Okay.
It sounds really bad, doesn't it?
Did you-
know what I mean? It was there when you gone, all right?
All right, okay. But you would understand the silver.
I do.
So I'm going to make this short, like you said.
Thank you.
And he's saying you shouldn't be so strict on your students.
I
No.
don't think he is.
But he's coming through with that authority and that strictness, and he's saying he appreciates everything you do and everything you do within the church, but sometimes it's okay to make a bit of time for you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And at the moment it doesn't feel like that time's there,
Yeah, all right,
and
all right.
he's just
Stop digging.
saying make time for yourself.
Yeah.
So thank you for
Thank
working
you
with
very
me.
much. Well done. That really was my father. That is not me helping anybody out, seriously. So,
My turn.
we now have the wonderful Lisa.
Good morning, everybody. Lovely to see you all today. Just a quick request: if I do come to you and I'm lucky enough to connect with one of your loved ones, if you, when I check back the information with you, if you can just give me a yes, a no, or a maybe, and I can go back if I've misunderstood something, and that'd be really helpful. Thank you. So I am aware of a lady stepping forward and introducing herself to me. I feel like I live on my nerves. I know I'm a bit jittery. I sat there messing with my fingers. And later on in life, I know I worry. And I feel like I have Mum with me. And I do feel drawn to that side of the room. Would Mum fit over here?
Lady in the blues, nodding.
Okay, thank you. Very much, and very much in later days, she worries. She's a worrier, and she's living on her nerves, and it's almost like she becomes a little reclusive with that. Would you understand? I don't feel I really want. In fact, I'm too nervous. I don't really want to step outside the front door. And I am aware that you offer Mum a lot of assistance at this time, and it's almost you're the only sort of person she is really seeing on a regular basis. Would you understand that? Okay, because there's a lot of gratitude that's coming through from the acknowledgement of your time, and it did take up a lot of your time and your days helping her. As a younger lady, she wasn't like that. I feel she was much more carefree when she was younger. Very doting Mum, very caring, lots of love from her with you. Would you understand why she shows me chicks, like little yellow chicks? Okay, because I feel like that's a memory from childhood. And I don't know if she kept chickens at home or yeah. Okay, so I can see the little chicks running around the garden, and her sort of almost you petting them with her. Okay. She was quite a proud lady. Certainly, and she kept herself very together. She was always very well presented as also younger, as opposed to when she got worrying as she got older. And actually, she was very hands-on when she was younger. That she was quite capable of doing lots of things. Yeah. But that, as she moved into older life, that went. And would you understand sort of loss of memory issues with her as she got older? Not so much that, it's more with the worry side of everything and wanting to, I know I keep myself indoors. Okay. So, as I say, I'm aware that you did a lot of caring for Mum as she got older. And it's like she's saying to me now, there are times now you're not giving yourself the sort of care that you would have provided for Mum. It feels like you're giving more to others. You don't look after yourself as well as maybe you should. Treat yourself as much as you should. And you need to just have some downtime for you. And she's saying, just go out, treat yourself, do something nice. It's not always about everybody else. You are important as well, and you really must look after yourself. Would you understand that? Good. Okay. And that's really what she wants to say to me. It's just, she's so grateful for what you did for her, but you really must put the time in for yourself and do well for yourself. So I'll leave her love with you. Thank you for working with me. Okay, I'm aware of a gentleman that steps forward. Sorry.
Just into your power. Come on.
Sorry. I'm aware of a gentleman that steps forward. Again, I feel very, very in control. I know I step into myself, so I'm standing nice and upright. And this gentleman does feel like Dad. And I feel he would have been the sort of dad, he would have spent a lot of time teaching, spent a lot of time with you, passing on knowledge, how to do things. He was quite a practical gentleman. Would anybody understand this with Dad? Excellent. Okay.
Where do you feel the energy? Get moving your left hand. You were doing that.
Was I doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. No, right, sir.
Step back into your hammer.
Sorry. I'm going to say towards the back on this side. Would the lady with the face covering, would you recognise this gentleman? Maybe, okay.
What about the gentleman as well?
And the gentleman?
Yeah, there's a little bit of something there, thank you.
Okay. Oh, thanks. This way and see how we go then. So, that's a very practical man. I feel like he can turn his hand to many things. I feel like he works with his hands. And I want to say woodwork. I feel like I'm making something. Would you understand that with him?
Bit of everything, really.
Bit of everything. Okay. Okay, so he's quite able to turn his hands to most anything he's doing at home. He can turn his hands to most things, and he's quite capable of getting the job done. And he knows, he's got tools for this, tools for that. He's in and out of the workshop or shed, and he's always seems to be that he's on the go, fixing or mending or making. Would that make sense? Lovely. I think I must be with you, so thank you very much for your answer. Okay. So as a child and growing up, Dad would have been teach or try and spend time trying to teach you, giving you knowledge of these things that he was doing.
My father passed when I was very young, but his way was to share his knowledge with me.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So for the time you were with Dad, there was a very close relationship with you, yeah, and he was, you were his little boy, and he was gonna, you were pride up there, like little, very proud of you. Lovely, thank you. Okay. You lost him for a moment then. Yeah, I know.
If you're
My
thinking,
power, sorry.
you're
I did.
thinking.
No, I did. I disappeared for a moment. Okay, so Dad also liked the garden. The garden seems like like he would spend time outside. If it's not necessarily in the garden, it was time outside because, and particularly you'd understand he had a work shed or workshop type in the garden, because I can see him in this building and sort of in the path in the garden.
What is he bringing in the garden?
So would you understand with the garden, it was somewhere, I feel more he was in the workshop, but it was the garden was something he was proud of. I feel the garden would have been quite a well manicured garden. I can see my pathway through the garden.
But definitely the outside, definitely.
Okay. And it's almost like time outside, if he wasn't in the workshop, would be spent more to relax outside. Would you understand that?
Yeah, I'd have to ask about that, because as I say, I was...
Okay. A bit too young to remember. Okay, so I'm aware with Dad I've got a lady that comes in as well. And as she stepped in with him, I'm going to assume that's Mum. Would you understand Mum in spirit?
Yes.
You, okay. And Mum was a very gentle soul.
Yes.
You understand? Okay. And she was quite different. You may not remember, but she's quite different to Dad. she seems very calm, very gentle. I'm not saying Dad wasn't gentle, but it just she's just got a very different energy to Dad's energy. Okay, but Mum was very much. Mum did what she had to do in the house, particularly when Dad was doing. Dad was in charge of what I call the blue jobs, and Mum was very much in charge of the house, the family, and making sure that side ran okay. Okay, very much a homemaker as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, with Mum, much love comes out to you from her. Would you understand she was quite an emotional lady?
I think she kind of held it inside because we only saw that at the end.
Okay, because I can feel, yeah, it is kind of like a pent up kind of, almost like I want to just run over and give you a hug. Sorry, I won't do that though. Okay. So, and again, a lovely balance with Mum and Dad as you're younger. As I say, when Dad was there, I can feel this really sort of nice balance. It was a very harmonious life at that time with you. Okay, and they're showing me memories of walks in parks. Would you understand that? Parks, I do have trees, but there's quite a lot of trees around in this park. And you'd have memories of picnics in the park.
Yes.
Okay, because I can just see the blanket laid out on the floor. And it's just really this lovely sort of wholesome feeling with the family and a real belonging there. Lovely, thank you. Okay, so again, you know, with Mum, really it's bringing through their love and everything for you. And Dad, there's a real sort of sense of pride with him, with you, you'd understand. And it's almost like he's around you because it's like, you know, he's peering around corners, he's just checking you're okay, but I'm still sort of getting to feel like, oh, that's my lad, that is. And so I'll leave their love with you. Thank you very much for working with me.
Well done. Well done. There are opportunities for a couple of private sittings with these ladies afterwards, no charge. It's to help them on their development. You've already got one booked in, so they're doing 2 each of 25 minutes. So if you'd like a private sitting with one of these ladies after the service, let yourself know after the service, please. That would be wonderful, because they don't come here to have a holiday, do you?
Yeah, not on a Sunday.
Not even on a Sunday. So, a few notices for the week. We have on Tuesday at 2 o'clock our Open Development Circle. We're in week 2 of 10 now with that. There's been really good attendance, so thank you those that came. If you'd wish to come down, it is an open circle, so we'd love to see you. Wednesday night at 7 o'clock we have our meditation circle, not a working medium circle, but a meditation circle. On Thursday we have our Holistic Pamper Day, so we've got Brian Walker, who is a psychic surgeon healer. We have Claire with Reiki. We also have reflexology and bioresonance scans going on. So there are appointments available for those. It's £20 an appointment. Just turn up on the day if you wish. We're open from 11. Last appointment is at 3:30. On Sunday we have, oh no, I've changed that. No, that's the week after. There we go. Sorry, we've had a couple of changes in the programme this month. So on next Sunday, we have Tony Goswell will be taking our service. She will be aided by another student from our circle, a young guy called Jay. And also we will have Kevin will be doing the chairing because that's the route that he will be going down. He doesn't know it yet, but he will. So, do as I ask, do as I tell you. So yeah, we look forward to that again next week. Going on a little bit, the weekend after, 27th, 28th, we have Elizabeth Titterton down from the west coast of Scotland. On Saturday the 27th, she will be taking appointments for private sittings. Sunday the 28th, she'll be taking our service in the morning, and there will also be an evening demonstration at 7 o'clock at night. So that's enough of the notices. I would like to ask Amanda, please, for the closing prayer. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, if you'd like to bow your heads, close your eyes and join me in my prayer. O loving Father, Divine Spirit, we thank you today for the messages that come through, for the love and the laughter that has been shared within this room. We also thank you for helping to keep the doors of this centre open. I would ask that everybody in this congregation makes it home safely and has a lovely rest of the week. Amen.
Amen. That's right. Well done. Well done, both of you. Thank you. I'll give you the debrief afterwards.
Okay, we'll wait.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Enjoy the football tonight, those of you who are into the football. Those of us who are not, just totally ignore it. But have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you all for coming. As I say, there are still 3 appointments for sittings. If you want one, just let us know. Thank you.